The sun beats down on El Paso, a relentless furnace baking the desert landscape. Shadows stretch long and thin, offering little respite from the heat. Dust devils dance across the asphalt, swirling reminders of the desert's raw power. This is a city forged in the crucible of extremes, where survival is a daily victory. Life in El Paso is lived on the edge, where the boundaries blur between two worlds. The Rio Grande snakes its way through the heart of the city, a shimmering ribbon separating the United States from Mexico. Cultures collide and blend here, creating a vibrant tapestry woven from countless threads. The scent of spices mingles with the aroma of grilling meat, a tantalizing invitation to explore the city's diverse culinary scene. But beneath the surface of this sun-drenched city lies a deeper story. A story etched in the weathered faces of its people, whispered on the desert wind, and echoed in the rhythm of its streets. It's a story of resilience and hope, of struggle and triumph, of a community bound together by shared history and a fierce love for their city. This is the real El Paso, a place where the past and present collide, and where the future is written on the very air you breathe. Centuries of history lie buried beneath El Paso's sun-baked asphalt. Each street corner whispers tales of Spanish conquistadors and Apache warriors, of dusty trails and bustling trade routes. This is a land marked by the passage of time, where the echoes of the past resonate in the present. The Franklin Mountains, a jagged spine of ancient rock, stand sentinel over the city. Their imposing presence serves as a constant reminder of El Paso's enduring spirit. These mountains have witnessed it all: the arrival of the first settlers, the birth of a nation, the struggles and triumphs of generations. They are the silent guardians of El Paso's story. The streets themselves bear witness to the city's rich past. Names like Mesa, Paisano, and Alameda hint at a time when Spanish was the language of commerce and culture. Buildings constructed from adobe, the earth itself baked into sturdy bricks, stand as testaments to the ingenuity of El Paso's early inhabitants. These structures have weathered countless storms, their walls holding fast against the relentless desert winds. Walk down any street in El Paso and you'll feel the weight of history pressing in on you. It's in the rhythm of the music, the scent of the food, the stories told in hushed tones and knowing glances. But El Paso is not trapped by its past. It's a city constantly evolving, adapting, reinventing itself. The spirit of innovation thrives in El Paso's sun-drenched streets. New businesses spring up alongside centuries-old establishments, a testament to the city's entrepreneurial spirit. Young artists and musicians draw inspiration from their surroundings, infusing their work with the vibrant energy of El Paso's streets. El Paso is a city of contrasts, where the old and the new coexist in a delicate balance. It's a place where the past is honored, the present is embraced, and the future is written with every step you take. Long before the arrival of the Spanish, long before the first whispers of a nation called America, the land that is now El Paso was home to indigenous people. The Manso, Suma, and Piro tribes roamed these lands, their lives intricately woven with the rhythms of the desert. They hunted game, gathered food, and built communities that thrived in the harsh but beautiful environment. These early inhabitants left their mark on the land, though their presence is often overlooked. Traces of their existence can be found in the petroglyphs etched onto canyon walls, silent testaments to a time when life was lived in harmony with nature. Their stories are woven into the very fabric of El Paso, waiting to be heard by those who know how to listen. Their connection to the land was deep and spiritual. The Rio Grande, the lifeblood of the desert, was central to their existence. It provided sustenance, irrigation for their crops, and a sense of place in the vastness of the Chihuahuan Desert. Their reverence for the natural world is a legacy that continues to resonate in El Paso today. Section 2, From Trading Post to Boomtown. The arrival of the Spanish in the 16th century marked a turning point in El Paso's history. Driven by a thirst for gold and glory, these conquistadors brought with them a new language, a new religion, and a new way of life. The founding of the Mission of Guadalupe in 1659, now known as Isleta, marked the beginning of El Paso's transformation from a remote outpost to a center of Spanish colonial power. El Paso del Norte, as it was then called, became a crucial link in the Camino Real, the royal road that connected Mexico City to the northernmost reaches of the Spanish Empire. Trade flourished, bringing with it a steady stream of goods, people, and ideas. The once sleepy village began to buzz with activity, its streets thronged with merchants, soldiers, and settlers seeking their fortunes on the frontier. The Spanish influence on El Paso is still palpable today. The city's name, its architecture, its food, all bear the indelible mark of its colonial past. The legacy of this era is complex and multifaceted, a blend of cultural exchange, economic exploitation, and the enduring struggle for power and identity. Section 3, A City Divided, a Culture Forged. The 19th century brought with it a series of seismic shifts that would forever alter the course of El Paso's history. The Mexican War of Independence, followed by the Texas Revolution and the Mexican-American War, redrew the boundaries of nations and left El Paso precariously perched on the edge of a new world. The Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo in 1848 formally established the Rio Grande as the international boundary, cleaving El Paso del Norte in two. The northern bank became part of Texas, while the southern bank remained part of Mexico. Overnight, families and communities were divided, their lives irrevocably changed by the stroke of a pen. Yet even as political boundaries hardened, the cultural and economic ties that bound the two communities together proved remarkably resilient. El Paso became a bridge between two worlds, a place where languages, traditions, and identities continued to intermingle and evolve. Section 4. Scars of the Past, Seeds of the Future. The scars of this tumultuous past are still visible in El Paso today. The city's history is etched into its landscape, its architecture, and the faces of its people. It's a story of resilience and adaptation, of the enduring power of culture and community in the face of adversity. But El Paso is not defined solely by its past. It's a city that looks towards the future with hope and determination. The spirit of innovation and entrepreneurship that fueled its early growth is still alive and well today, driving new industries and creating opportunities for its residents. From the bustling streets of downtown to the quiet neighborhoods nestled in the foothills of the Franklin Mountains, El Paso is a city of contrasts and contradictions. It's a place where the past is never far from the surface, but where the future is being written every day. The heart of El Paso doesn't beat in its towering buildings or bustling commercial districts, but in the quiet resilience of its neighborhoods. These are the places where generations have built their lives, brick by brick, dream by dream. In the shadow of the Franklin Mountains, life unfolds at a different pace, a rhythm dictated by the cycles of the sun and the seasons. Step inside a family-owned panaderia, the air thick with the aroma of baking bread and sweet pastries. Here, time seems to slow down. Abuelas gossip in Spanish, their words seasoned with laughter and wisdom. Children with bright eyes and sticky fingers press their noses against glass cases filled with colorful conchas and maranitos. These are the flavors of El Paso, the taste of tradition passed down through generations. In the evenings, as the sun dips low in the sky, casting long shadows across the city, life spills out onto front porches and street corners. Neighbors gather, their voices a comforting murmur against the backdrop of barking dogs and distant music. They share stories, laughter, and the occasional whispered confidence. This is the fabric of community, woven thread by thread, heart to heart. Food in El Paso is more than just sustenance. It's a celebration of heritage, a testament to the city's unique position at the crossroads of cultures. The aroma of sizzling carne asada wafts from countless backyard grills, a siren song that beckons families and friends to gather around tables laden with hand-pressed tortillas, spicy salsas, and steaming bowls of frijoles. But El Paso's culinary landscape is far from monolithic. It's a vibrant tapestry woven from threads of Mexican, Texan, and Native American influences, each adding its own distinct flavor to the city's palate. Venture beyond the familiar and discover hidden culinary gems, a hole-in-the-wall taqueria serving up the best barbacoa this side of the border, a family-run restaurant dishing out steaming bowls of menudo that cure what ails you. The true heart of El Paso's food scene lies not in its upscale restaurants, but in the kitchens of its grandmothers, the recipes passed down through generations like precious heirlooms. These are the flavors that tell the story of El Paso, a symphony of sizzle and spice that speaks to the soul as much as to the stomach. Faith is a cornerstone of life in El Paso. It's a source of strength and solace, a beacon of hope in times of uncertainty. The city's skyline is punctuated by the spires of countless churches and cathedrals, each one a testament to the enduring power of belief. Step inside any one of these sacred spaces and you'll find a microcosm of El Paso itself. Here, generations come together to worship, to find solace in shared traditions, and to draw strength from their faith. The air hums with a quiet energy, a palpable sense of devotion that transcends language and cultural barriers. But faith in El Paso extends beyond the walls of its churches. It's woven into the fabric of everyday life, expressed in acts of kindness, in the unwavering support of family and community, and in the quiet dignity with which people face life's challenges. It's a faith that sustains, inspires, and ultimately binds the people of El Paso together. Beneath the surface, resilience blooms. Life in El Paso is not without its challenges. The city bears the weight of poverty, of border tensions, of the ever-present struggle for economic opportunity. But beneath the surface, a quiet resilience blooms, a testament to the spirit of its people. In community centers and schools, in churches and parks, individuals dedicate themselves to creating a brighter future for their city. Teachers work tirelessly to ignite a love of learning in their students, their classrooms oases of hope and possibility. Activists organize, their voices raised in unison to demand justice and equality. This is the true spirit of El Paso, the unwavering belief that even in the face of adversity, change is possible. It's a spirit that finds strength in community, hope in the face of hardship, and beauty in the most unexpected places. The price of progress. Progress, like the desert wind, can be a double-edged sword. It brings with it the promise of opportunity, of a brighter future, but it can also leave scars on the landscape and on the hearts of those who call a place home. El Paso, caught in the throes of change, grapples with this duality as it strives to create a prosperous future while preserving the soul of its past. The relentless march of development brings with it new buildings, new businesses, new faces, all signs of a city on the rise. Yet this growth often comes at a cost. Historic neighborhoods find themselves wrestling with gentrification, the familiar rhythm of life disrupted by the clamor of construction and the influx of newcomers. The soul of a community, once measured in generations, now faces the uncertainty of shifting demographics and rising costs. The faces of longtime residents reflect a mixture of hope and apprehension. They see the potential for progress, for their children to have opportunities they never dreamed of. But they also worry about the erosion of tradition, the potential loss of the very essence that makes El Paso unique. It's a delicate balancing act, a tightrope walk between preserving heritage and embracing the future. Bridging divides, building bridges. El Paso, a city literally on the border, understands the complexities of division and unity more intimately than most. The Rio Grande, a shimmering ribbon of water separating two nations, serves as a constant reminder of the political and economic realities that shape life in this border town. Yet it also represents a shared heritage, a common ground upon which bridges of understanding and collaboration are built. The people of El Paso navigate this complex landscape with a resilience born of generations of shared history. They understand that the artificial lines drawn on maps cannot erase the deep cultural and familial ties that bind them to their neighbors across the border. They see the humanity in the faces of those seeking a better life, recognizing their own struggles reflected in the eyes of those who arrive, carrying little more than hope and determination. In community centers and places of worship, in schools and parks, the spirit of cross-border collaboration thrives. Organizations and individuals work tirelessly to address shared challenges, from promoting economic development to providing healthcare and educational opportunities. They understand that true progress can only be achieved by working together, by bridging divides and building bridges of understanding and empathy. Despite the challenges it faces, El Paso possesses an undeniable spirit of hope, a belief in the power of dreams to bloom even in the harshest of landscapes. Like the desert wildflowers that erupt in a riot of color after a rare rain, the city nurtures the aspirations of its people, providing fertile ground for creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship to flourish. In art galleries and performance spaces, a new generation of artists draws inspiration from the city's rich cultural heritage, their work reflecting the vibrant tapestry of El Paso's past, present, and future. Musicians blend traditional rhythms with modern beats, their music echoing through the streets, a testament to the city's evolving soundscape. El Paso's entrepreneurial spirit burns bright, fueled by a new generation of dreamers and doers. Startups and small businesses, owned and operated by individuals with a deep connection to their community, breathe new life into historic buildings and neglected neighborhoods. They bring with them innovative ideas, a commitment to sustainability, and a desire to create opportunities that benefit not just themselves, but the entire city. El Paso's story, like the desert itself, is constantly evolving, shaped by the forces of nature, history, and the indomitable spirit of its people. It's a story etched in the sun-baked adobe walls of its oldest buildings, whispered in the rustling leaves of the cottonwood trees that line the Rio Grande, and reflected in the eyes of its residents, a kaleidoscope of cultures and dreams. To truly understand El Paso, one must look beyond the superficial, beyond the stereotypes and preconceived notions. It's a city best experienced on foot, by wandering its streets, savoring the aroma of its food, listening to the rhythm of its music, and engaging in conversations with its people. For it's in these moments, in the everyday interactions and shared experiences, that the true essence of El Paso is revealed. El Paso is not a destination but a journey. It's an invitation to explore the complexities of life on the border, to challenge assumptions, and to embrace the beauty of diversity. It's a reminder that even in the most unexpected of places, hope finds a way to bloom, resilience takes root, and the human spirit, like the desert itself, possesses an enduring capacity for renewal and transformation. El Paso, too often relegated to the margins of national conversation, deserves a closer look. It's a city that defies easy categorization, its narrative far richer and more nuanced than the headlines often suggest. To truly grasp the essence of El Paso, one must venture beyond the superficial, peel back the layers of perception, and engage with the heart and soul of this unique border town. The El Paso that unfolds before the discerning eye is a city of contrasts, a place where the weight of history sits comfortably alongside the vibrancy of a modern, evolving metropolis. It's a city that embraces its past without being shackled by it, a place where the echoes of Spanish conquistadors and Apache warriors mingle with the rhythms of hip-hop and cumbia, where the aroma of chilies roasting over an open fire blends seamlessly with the scent of freshly brewed coffee from a trendy downtown cafe. It's a city that understands the complexities of borders, both physical and metaphorical. It's a place where cultures collide and coalesce, where languages intertwine, and where the very definition of identity is constantly being negotiated and redefined. It's a city that challenges preconceived notions, forcing visitors and residents alike to confront their own biases and embrace the beauty of diversity in all its messy, complicated glory. Like the desert landscape that surrounds it, El Paso is a city of stark beauty, its character forged in the crucible of extremes. The relentless sun beats down, casting long shadows that dance across adobe walls and shimmer on the surface of the Rio Grande. It's a landscape that demands resilience, a place where life finds a way to thrive even in the face of adversity. The people of El Paso, shaped by generations of adaptation and perseverance, embody this resilience. They are a tapestry woven from countless threads, indigenous roots, Spanish colonial influence, Mexican heritage, and the pioneering spirit of the American West. They are artists and entrepreneurs, teachers and activists, dreamers and doers, all bound together by a shared love for their city and an unwavering belief in its potential. They understand that life in El Paso is not without its challenges. Poverty, crime, and the lack of economic opportunity cast long shadows across this sun-drenched city. Yet, even in the face of adversity, the spirit of El Paso endures. It's a spirit that finds strength in community, hope in the face of hardship, and beauty in the most unexpected of places. El Paso, the name itself evokes a sense of passage, of transition, of a place where boundaries blur and possibilities emerge. It's a city that has always been a crossroads, a meeting point for cultures and ideas, a gateway to new beginnings. And it's this spirit of openness, of embracing the unknown, that continues to define El Paso today. Despite the challenges it faces, El Paso remains a city on the rise, its future brimming with potential. New industries are taking root, drawn by the city's strategic location, its affordable cost of living, and its young, vibrant workforce. The spirit of innovation and entrepreneurship is palpable, fueling a wave of startups and small businesses that are breathing new life into historic neighborhoods and reimagining what's possible in this desert metropolis. But perhaps El Paso's greatest asset is its people. They are the true keepers of the city's soul, the ones who infuse its streets with warmth, its food with flavor, its music with rhythm, and its art with passion. They are the ones who welcome strangers with open arms, who share their stories with generosity and candor, and who embody the true spirit of El Paso, a spirit of resilience, hope, and unwavering belief in the power of community. El Paso is not a city that reveals itself easily. It's a city that demands to be experienced, to be explored with an open mind and a willingness to look beyond the surface. It's a city that invites you to step outside your comfort zone, to challenge your assumptions, and to embrace the unexpected. Walk its streets, savor the flavors of its cuisine, lose yourself in the rhythm of its music, and engage in conversation with its people. Let El Paso surprise you. Let it challenge you. Let it change you. For in the heart of this desert city, beneath the relentless sun and the star-filled night sky, lies a story waiting to be told. It's a story of resilience and hope, of struggle and triumph, of a community forged in the crucible of change, and a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. It's a story that will stay with you long after you've left the past, a reminder that even in the most unexpected of places, beauty, truth, and the potential for transformation can be found.